Welcome into the show. Sports with Balls. Look, Mark Thiessen. I got his shirt. Great guy, Mark Thiessen. Go to thetexastrialattorney.com. Man, you got to follow him on social media. Good stuff. Talk about him here in a little bit. Welcome into the show. I'm Jeff Michael. This is Sports with Huevos. Or Sports with Balls, however you want to say it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Look, big stuff going on today. It's November. It's November of 2023. That is wild. Absolutely insane that it's November already. Hope you guys had a really good Halloween. I know ours was good. Went over to another neighborhood where they had award-winning decorations, and it was fantastic. The son and I had an absolute blast. Hope you guys did too. Got some candy. Go to the gym, work that stuff off. Don't need no diabetes. But thank you guys for joining the show. November the 1st, National Authors Day, Vinegar Day, National Cook for Your Pets. Look, man, that's not happening. I pour my dog food in the dog bowl, and the dog eats it. In fact, my dog had his 18th birthday yesterday, so I'm not cooking for my dog. It is what it is. My dog's healthy. 18. Ricky Bobby turned 18 yesterday. Pretty fantastic. Want to thank Dunkin' Donuts. Check out this cup they got me, man. SWB runs on Dunkin'. Fantastic, man. Dig it. All Saints Day today. What else we got? Extra Mile Day. Roll up your sleeves and put in the extra work today. I'm going to try on this 30-minute segment of Sports with Balls. We're going to blast through this stuff, man. Don't have a lot of time to BS around. I'm not going to debate a bunch of stuff. I'm going to tell you what's going on and what I think about it. National Calzone Day. Brush your teeth day. Man, there's a lot, dude. There is a lot. Welcome into the show. Look, if you guys miss anything or want to listen to other shows, go to Sports with Balls in your podcast arena. It's all up there. Man, we have got a ton of stuff to go over today. Number one, Josh Mcdaniels, Las Vegas Raiders. See ya. We've been talking about it for a week now, a little over a week. Coaches on the hot seat. Josh McDaniels was one of them. And he was coaching. I said it yesterday. He was coaching for his job. Boom. There you go. He lost, and there it was. We'll get into the NFL trade deadline. Couple of big moves. Nothing major. Top 5, bottom 5. I'll have my top 5 teams and my bottom 5 teams. Both are pretty interesting, honestly. The World Series. Rangers up 3-1. We'll talk about the Rangers and if they can close it out. Also, NCAA playoff rankings came out. There's a shocker in that one, too, depending on where your fan base lies. So that'll be a lot of fun, man. We've got a long show today. Let's get to it. Today's show brought to you by Thiessen Law Firm. Just talked about him, Mark Thiessen. Go to thetexastrialattorney.com, 713-864-9000. If you live in Texas or Colorado, this is the man. Go to Thiessen Law Firm on any social media site. He's got hysterical stuff, man. He's a #1 DWI attorney in Texas and Colorado. The guy's absolutely amazing. Go to thetexastrialattorney.com, 713-864-9000. Thank you, Mark Thiessen. All right, NFL. Josh McDaniels. Let's talk about it. Does anybody else think that they should have kept Rich Bisaccia? I think I said that a year ago, man. Josh McDaniels starts off 3-5 with the Las Vegas Raiders this year. It's just been, you can go down the miserable performances that he has had over the last couple seasons, and it is just bad, man. It's real bad. Las Vegas Raiders don't have a quarterback. Jimmy Garoppolo is not working. That's not working. Said it yesterday, say it again. It's not working. The offensive coordinator, not working. The wide receivers, unhappy. The running backs, before the season started, unhappy. So I think we're heading for a complete rebuild, and they did not trade Devontae Adams. You know, not only did they fire Josh McDaniels, they fired the GM Dave Ziegler. So the assistant GM steps up, which I think, by the way, he was supposed to get the job anyways coming up in the near future. But the Vegas Raiders, here we go, rebuild time. This is not a shocker, Josh McDaniels being gone. Now, is he going to coach again? Probably. I would assume that he would coach somewhere. I don't know where. Maybe he goes back to New England. Maybe. But Raider fan, if you go to Sports with Balls on any of my social media sites, Raider fan was livid, has been livid for weeks now. And on Monday night was the tip. That was it. It tipped the iceberg over. See you later. Titanic. See you later. It's done. The Raiders go down. And this is just one of those teams going for the draft. It's a hell of a draft. They're going for a pick now. Why not? You got 4 or 5 quarterbacks coming out. There's a couple of other teams in the NFL that are doing the same exact thing, a.k.a. the Washington Commanders. Look what they did yesterday at the trade deadline. Get rid of Montez Sweat, get rid of Chase Young. We have no defense now. Should this be allowed in the NFL where you can just offload your team and coaches and everything and go for the draft? Like, I get it that you want to get a franchise quarterback, get franchise players. Like, I understand that. But, man, we have got some tanking teams in the NFL. The Raiders will be one. The Denver Broncos will probably be another one. Although, there's some uplifting news, I guess, from this past week for the Broncos. But if they go out and get blown out again, they'll be 3-6, and we won't be talking about it. The Giants, the Bears. What? By the way, Montez Sweat to the Bears. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to anybody? The Bears are not going anywhere. I don't know what that was. That was a terrible trade for Chicago. They gave up what may turn into be a top 30 pick. That's insane. Because it's not like the Bears are going to do well this season. They're going to have a good pick, and they gave it up. An early second round pick. But they give Montez Sweat, and he goes to Chicago. And what if you're Sweat? Are you happy about this? Is this something that you're excited about, going to Chicago, who is 2-6, and they've got a lot of question marks. A lot of question marks in Chicago. So you've got the Arizona Cardinals, who are tanking, Chicago Bears, who are tanking, Carolina Panthers, just not a good team. I don't want to say they're tanking. They're just not a good team. New York Giants, not a good team. Denver Broncos, not a good team. And the Las Vegas Raiders, not a good team. These are all top draft pick teams. The Tennessee Titans trying to tank, but they may have found their quarterback. You got some bad teams in the NFL. These are wins for every other team pretty much. And like the Raiders, if you're Josh Jacobs, how happy are you? Devontae Adams? I guess now, playing with house money and a Vegas reference, why not? Get rid of your head coach, and we're going to see what these guys thought about it, because we know they had a meeting a few days ago, this past weekend. They had a meeting in the locker room with Josh McDaniels, trying to figure things out. It didn't get figured out. We saw it Monday night. Boom, see you later. Josh McDaniels fired. The GM fired. Now I think the linebackers coach, I forget his name, but I think he's going to step up, take the head coaching job. And the assistant general manager, who was in line already to be the general manager, will move forward in that role. But this isn't a shocker. It's not like, wow, Josh McDaniels is fired. Whoa, who's next? I believe he coaches for a team in Washington. Ron Rivera. Other coaches on the hot seat, he would be one. Is Dayball on the hot seat for the Giants? No way, right? Just one coach of the year? Chicago Bears head coach? I don't know. I don't know who's next, but I'm going to assume that we'll get one more. That usually happens every year in the NFL, so we'll get one more head coach firing. Welcome, everybody, into Sports with Ball that's just now tuning in. I appreciate you guys listening in on Facebook Live or Twitter and or YouTube. Whatever site you're paying attention, please leave your comments. I'll try to get to them as much as I can as soon as I read them. Also, if you're listening on the podcast version, appreciate you. Type in Sports with Balls wherever you get your podcasts in all podcast arenas. And look, we'll talk about it. Why not? I said when we began this whole argument that Rich Bisaccia, look, he was loved absolutely adored in Vegas. I don't understand, and I don't think anybody did. Maybe they thought something way bigger about Josh McDaniels, obviously. And, the Davis family runs things a little different. Their ship is a little bit more wobbly than other ships. Is what it is. Josh McDaniels will probably, end up back in New England. Why not? It's not over for him. I think head coaching is over for him for right now. I don't think that Josh McDaniels is a head coach, and it's not that he can't be, just not there yet. I don't know how much of this is his fault, how much it is of the GM's fault, but they're both gone. So rebuild time for the Washington Commanders, rebuild time for the Las Vegas Raiders, rebuild time for the Chicago Bears, rebuild time for the Denver Broncos, pretty much. Carolina's rebuilding. Arizona Cardinals rebuilding. Listen to all that. That's bad. Is that bad for the NFL? I think so. That's terrible. Kevin Anthony chiming in. Think about where the Raiders could be now if John Gruden emails weren't leaked. I love me some John Gruden, man. I think everybody does, but that was the politically correct way to go with John Gruden. Not going to say that it wasn't. Look, there's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes that we don't know about. I'm sure there's more stuff than we could actually possibly fathom about John Gruden. I know he's back in football right now. I forgot in what capacity. I don't think he comes back and coaches, but John Gruden's a hell of a football coach. But he didn't do that well. The most successful coach, I think, in the last, 5-6 years in Vegas was Rich Bisaccia, and they fired him or let him go or just didn't give him the head coaching job. He was a fill-in, and they gave it to Josh McDaniels, and here we are. Josh McDaniels has look, it's not that he has no more money. The Raiders owe him, and will pay him the next 3 years. Guy's doing just fine. Now, it sucks to be fired. He will have another job. It's not like he was that terrible in New England, so I believe Josh McDaniels will be just fine. All right, moving on to the trade deadline, which was yesterday. Chase Young. This was the story of the day yesterday, I believe. Chase Young going to the San Francisco 49ers. Wow. Now, if he can stay healthy, it's a great move. They've got their front four, front five should be fantastic. And their defense is absolutely stacked. Absolutely stacked. Listen to this lineup. Nick Bosa, Chase Young, Fred Warner, Javon Hargrave, and Hufanga. I guess that's how you pronounce that guy's name. He's fantastic. San Francisco may have the number one defense in the NFL now. That is assuming that Chase Young stays healthy and is productive, right? I'm assuming if you have all those other guys on the defense, they've got to account for one or two. One or two are going to get loose. Nick Bosa, one of the top defenders. Chase Young was one of the top defenders, could still be. Fred Warner, top 3 linebacker in the NFL. Jason Hargrave. Man, Hargrave, these guys are good, man. Now, I get it. They've lost 3 in a row. The whole Brock Purdy thing is taking its toll on the San Francisco 49ers. Look, they beat Dallas. The FU Dallas shirt came out from George Kittle, and boom, they lost 3 in a row. Karma is a you-know-what. And by the way, Micah Parsons said that to San Francisco. Whew. I hope these two teams meet up in the playoffs. I hope San Francisco and Dallas meet up because that's going to be a hell of a game. Please. NFC Championship? I mean, counting out Philly, but let them meet up in the playoffs. That rematch will be fantastic, man. But San Francisco wins the trade deadline. Other notable names that were moved. Josh Dobbs. Kirk Cousins went down, so the Minnesota Vikings traded for Josh Dobbs. I guess you have to. They had to, or play their rookie. I don't know. That's a decent move, I guess. You're not trying to save your season. I think Jefferson and Kirk Cousins being out, you're washed up. Like, I think that's it. But now they've got a serviceable quarterback. That's pretty much all you can say about that. They got a serviceable quarterback. The Bills acquired cornerback help. They got Douglas from the Packers. And the Lions trade a pick to the Browns for wide receiver Donovan Peoples-Jones, wide receiver help for the Lions. Amon St. Brown seems to be unhealthy. Jameson Williams hasn't produced as of yet. He's just a couple of games under. He was suspended first half of the season, or first 6 games for gambling. That kid seems to be pretty good, so we'll see. But they got more wide receivers in Detroit, which is great for Jared Goff. And that's pretty much it. I mean, those are the big names that they got traded yesterday. There wasn't a huge one. There wasn't a Christian McCaffrey deal. So go to Sports with Balls on your social media for all the other updates and news. And, man, if you want to get into some serious debates, just get on Sports with Balls. People in there love to debate, and I love it too. I jump on there and get into some of these things too. It's look, man, sports is amazing, brings out the best and worst in people. So just be careful when you're in there. What else we got? Oh, my top 5, bottom 5. Let's get to it. Halfway through the show already. Let's go. Top 5, bottom 5. We'll start with the bottom 5. Number 5 on the list, New England Patriots. That's right. They snuck up in there. They were doing all right, but, man, they look terrible. The New England Patriots look like a bad team. Are they going to draft a quarterback? Is Matt Jones their man? Their defense isn't that good. The New England Patriots don't look like – Stevenson was supposed to be an amazing running back. He's just not. He hasn't produced. The whole team looks bad. Unbelievable. So, number 5, the New England Patriots. The number 4 team, I just mentioned them, the Chicago Bears. Yes, they got Sweat in the trade. That's not going to change things, folks. It's not. They got quarterback issues, too. They got wide receiver issues. They got defense issues. Chicago Bears at number 4 on the bottom 5. The New York Giants, number 3. This is, talk about a topsy, like a flip around on your seasons, man. Last year, Daniel Jones was amazing, had New York fired up. Coach of the year and Brian Daboll. And wow, the Giants, they look terrible. They look really bad. So the Giants hit number 3 on my bottom 5. Number 2, Carolina. These are interchangeable, these last 2 teams. Carolina and Arizona. And what the hell is going on in Arizona? Josh Dobbs gone. Kyler Murray's healthy but not playing. They're going to start a rookie. You can't tell me they're not doing – something's going on. And I look, are they going for a draft pick? Are they trying to get another quarterback? I would have thought maybe try to offload Kyler Murray. But look, for those of y'all that say they can't offload Kyler Murray, bullshit. This is the NFL. They can offload whoever they want, whenever they want. It's how much money the owner wants to lose. And sometimes they don't give a damn. Kyler Murray, is he the quarterback in the future for Arizona? I don't know. Right now, I think they are either number 1 or number 2 in the draft. Marvin Jones Jr., Kyler Murray, maybe. But this is a complete tank job by the Cardinals. I wouldn't be shocked if Kyler Murray hurts his ankle this week in practice. He tweaked an ankle. But right now, they've got a rookie quarterback going. They traded Josh Dobbs to the Minnesota Vikings. It is for sure. Like, why are you throwing your $100 or $200 million man out there? The season's already gone. And I'm sure he wants to play. I'm sure that Kyler Murray wants to play football. He's an athlete. He's competitive. I know he probably wants to get out there. Arizona's not rushing him out there at all. They're my number 1, and Carolina is number 2, bottom 5. All right, let's get to the top 5. Number 5, San Francisco 49ers. I know they lost 3 in a row, but they just added Chase Young, so I'm putting them in the top 5. That defense is fantastic. Number 4, the Jacksonville Jaguars, just cruising along under the radar. Good football team. Good. I don't know about great, but good football. Travis Etienne Jr. quietly having a hell of a season. Top 5 MVP vote, probably. Number 3, the Kansas City Chiefs. I know, lost a tough one to Denver. I get it. It was in Denver. It was cold. Apparently, Patrick Mahomes had the flu. He was debatable on playing. I'm still going to stick him up there. Those guys are the constant standard for the NFL. Kansas City's number 3. Number 2 and number 1 are actually really interesting. Number 2 is the Baltimore Ravens. Yes, I'm jumping on the train. I'm jumping on the Baltimore train. Lamar Jackson, unbelievable play this year. He keeps it up. He is top 3 candidate for MVP. Unbelievable. Now, they do go up and down, and their entire season depends on Lamar Jackson's health. That is the only issue. It's just Lamar Jackson's health. If he's healthy, top 5 team. If he's not healthy, middle of the pack at bottom 5. That's all there is to it. That's with most teams in the NFL, unless you're a Kyle Shanahan quarterback. But Baltimore number 2, and the number 1 team, of course, Philadelphia Eagles. Now they've got trick plays on the brotherly shove. This team's pretty damn good. NFC Championship. Like, they're almost already in the playoffs. That's amazing. Philadelphia Eagles will be in the playoffs and most likely be in the NFC Championship. Jalen Hurts just looks like he's a man on a mission. And A.J. Brown, everybody talks about Tyreek Hill. A.J. Brown's right there. He just lacks touchdowns. But yardage-wise, attempts-wise, dude, receptions, that guy, man, phenomenal. Good job, A.J. Brown. There's your top 5, bottom 5 in the NFL. Woo! Took up a lot of the show right there. I like getting fired up. All right, this next segment of the show brought to you by Christian's Tailgate. Go to christianstailgate.com. 5 Houston area locations, award-winning food, drink specials, best place to go watch your games, your fights, get the folks together. They got beer pong tournaments. They got everything in this place, too. christianstailgate.com. Find one near you. Go get your food and drinks. The place is absolutely amazing. What are we getting into? World Series. I'll just run through it, man. Wow. 3-1 Rangers. Oof. This was an ass whooping last night. Look, Arizona tried to make it interesting at the end of the game, but it was already way out of hand. Corey Seager now has better numbers than Mr. October, Reggie Jackson. Corey Seager is phenomenal. He has just absolutely exploded. We were all talking about Garcia and Scherzer being out. Corey Seager said, "What about me?" Boom, another home run. That guy, unbelievable. They scored 5 runs in the second, 5 runs in the third. It was 10-0 at one point. They end up winning 11-7, and now the Rangers are up 3-1 in the entire series. And for all intents and purposes, now look, if Rangers fans know this all too well, by the way, Rangers fans know that this is not over until it's over. So be careful. I'm going to take Arizona tonight. I don't imagine them losing 3 games in a row. They could, but I don't see it. They play tonight with Zach Gallen versus Nathan Eovaldi. Nathan Eovaldi 4-0 with a 3.52 in the postseason. Woo! It's a good game tonight. The Rangers are favored. They could actually win the World Series tonight. Baseball could be over tonight. I don't think that they'll give them a gentleman's sweep, the Rangers. I think the Diamondbacks fight hard tonight and hopefully win and send the series back to this weekend. I hope they win the next 2, and then we got 3-3 in Game 7. That'd be phenomenal. It's happened before. I'm taking Arizona tonight. All right, that's your World Series talk. NCAA rankings. You guys see this? Did y'all see what happened in the NCAA rankings? I was shocked. I thought Georgia for sure would be number 1. They were in the AP poll that came out on Sunday. But in the college football, the first college football playoff rankings, Ohio State ends up being your number 1 seed, followed by Georgia, the very controversial Michigan at number 3, and your Florida State Seminoles at number 4. Good for Florida State, man. Talk about coming back. We all thought Deion Sanders may go coach his alma mater. They don't need him. Look at them. Florida State, 8-0, whooping you know what. Good job for the Seminoles. Washington follows them at number 5, and then you start your one-loss teams 6 through 10. Oregon, Texas, Alabama, Oklahoma, Ole Miss. Is Alabama going to sneak up in these playoffs? Look, Texas, all these teams have to play championship games. Alabama's going to have to play one. If they win, Texas and OU could have a rematch here pretty soon, which is going to be very interesting. Imagine that. For a chance to get in the college football playoffs, Texas and OU going at it. Kevin Anthony chiming in as usual. LSU beats Alabama. Look, if LSU beats Alabama this weekend, they're out. That's the knockout punch. LSU 6-2, and a really good 6-2, by the way, Kevin Anthony. I'll give you some props on your Tigers. The LSU team is really good. They got a quarterback over there that's phenomenal. I'd be scared of them next year. I don't think they're going to do it this year, but next year that team will be amazing. So there's your your college football rankings, your playoff rankings. The first one, Ohio State number 1, Georgia number 2, Michigan number 3, Florida State at number 4. Boom. James Harden, I guess, back over in LA with his boy Russell. We saw some video clips of that. Go to Sports with Balls on all your social media outlets, and you'll see clips of James Harden running into Russell Westbrook. This is the biggest comedy show in the NBA. You've got the Lakers and the Clippers, man. I love it. I'm in the business of content, so this is fantastic for me. Absolutely fantastic. All right, let's get to our bets. I'm taking Arizona. I don't think that they're going to go down without a fight, so give me Arizona. I'm not going to take the plus 1.5. Give me Arizona money line. I think it's plus money right now. So give me Arizona. I know Nathan Eovaldi's pitching, but so is Zach. I like Arizona tonight. I think they're going to put up a fight. I expect this series to go 7, but the Rangers bats, man, holy crap. That's hard to, in the second inning with the Texas Rangers, it was 2 outs and I think 2 strikes. It was and then there was a walk, then there was a base hit, and then boom, boom, boom. See you later. All with 2 outs. How quickly that can turn. All right, let's get to my other bets. So I've got by the way, on the college football note, I told you Temple last night. They killed it. So good job at Temple. Thanks for covering my bet for me. So I'll take Arizona tonight. Who else is playing in the NCAA? Ball State and Bowling Green. Pretty good football match. Bowling Green minus 5.5. Man, in these MAC games, I usually like the favorite because there's so much better. Like Bowling Green, give me Bowling Green minus 5.5. So BG minus 5.5. Kent State and Akron. I'm not touching this game. You want to know why? Kent State is 1-7. Akron is 1-7. Both 0-4 in the MAC. If you want to take it, take Akron because they're at home. That's the only thing I can say about that game. But I love having look, you flip through your TV and there's college football on. There's the World Series on. There's NBA on. It's sports galore at night. Now, granted, the World Series is about to be done, but it's still fun to have on for right now. All right, so Arizona, Bowling Green. What else? I'm not doing the NHL, man. I'm sorry. NHL fans, look, my bad. And by the way, there's a guy that messaged me the other day. I got to give motocross some love over here. I apparently haven't talked about motocross much, but I don't know a ton about it. Jeremy, what's that guy's name that was amazing for so long? Not Jeremy McGrath, or is it Jeremy McGrath? I have to look that up. Got to show some love to motocross here one day soon. NBA games tonight. Let's see. Portland Trailblazers at the Detroit Pistons. Detroit's actually not too bad this year. Bucks and Raptors. Bucks been playing a lot lately. They're 2-1. They're going to Toronto. Milwaukee minus 5.5, maybe. Wizards at the Hawks. Pacers and Celtics. This is interesting because it's in Boston, but Boston is minus 11.5. I'm almost tempted to take the Pacers plus the 11.5 points. Let me see what else is going on. You got the Brooklyn Nets at the Heat. Cavaliers at the Knicks. Pelicans and Thunder. This is a good dude. Listen, Zion stays healthy. You guys watch out about this team. They're going to make the playoffs, and they may be a force. They may make a huge trade too. Watch out for the New Orleans Pelicans and Zion. If that guy's healthy, he's must-watch TV on the NBA. The guy is awesome. Give me the Pelicans plus 3.5. So you got Arizona money line, Bowling Green minus 5.5. The Pelicans plus 3.5, and boy, that Houston Rockets team, 0-3 at home tonight. Maybe they pick up their first one. Give me Houston minus 2.5. Or you know what? Scratch that. I just saw the Denver is only minus 2 in Minnesota. They're 4-0 already, and they're going back. They're going back to the championship. Give me the Denver Nuggets. So, Arizona money line, Bowling Green, Denver Nuggets, and what was the other one I said? Milwaukee. All right. There you go. There's your bets for the day. I'm going to put in that 14 parlay when we get out of here. Speaking of getting out of here, we got to get out of here. And I want to thank Mark Thiessen over at TexasTrialAttorney.com, 713-864-9000. Flat out the best attorney there is when it comes to DWIs and other offenses. Like, the guy's absolutely phenomenal. Follow him on social media. Go to Thiessen Law Firm on all your social media sites. The guy's hysterical. Puts out some great videos, man. Also, Christian's Tailgate. ChristiansTailgate.com. Find one of the area locations near you. Go to it. They've got beer pong. They've got trivia nights. I do live shows there, drink specials. Man, incredible. 40-plus TVs at all their locations, man. Go visit christianstailgate.com for their award-winning food, their drink specials, and everything else. I'm Jeff Michael. This is Sports with Balls. Thank you guys for paying attention. See you tomorrow.